What's up everyone, and welcome to downtown Toronto. It's a beautiful day. I think it's about 25 degrees, so I'm not complaining. Today's video topic is street photography basics. So these are just certain things that I do to really achieve, some interesting images in the city, architecture, people, contrast, shadows, you name it. This is for anyone who's really starting in the photography industry and wants some good tips to kind of follow along. So let's start shooting. Alright guys, so we are at our very first location, and I want to start off by telling you guys the first thing I usually do when I'm out shooting the city. It's really setting the challenge, theme, or kind of concept behind what I'm going to be capturing. So today I'm looking for architecture features and really highlighting how light interacts in those spaces, shadows and contrast and all those good things that we look out for when we're photographers. Once you get all your images, you want to see how they sit with each other so you can tell a story about how the city is so dynamic, the architecture is really interesting, and people play such a crucial role in really establishing the narrative for the content. So the idea here is focus on light, focus on the shadows, create some contrast in your images, and just have a storyline behind the content you're going to capture. Literally in like a sunroom right now. This is insane how bright it is, but this is one of the first locations I shot in downtown Toronto because I thought this building was super interesting, and if you get really close to it, look up. Alright guys, we are right now at Brookfield Place. This is the Adam Lambert Galleria. It's a very nice exhibit hall. This kind of dome effect is designed by the architect Santiago Calatrava, very famous architect who also designed the One World Trade Center area in New York City and many other structures. But one of the good things about doing street photography is that you have perspective angles and the option to shoot in various different locations. And I always tell everyone, you want to be able to look up, you want to look down, you want to get different angles and different perspectives, because that's what's going to really create the unique content that you need in order to tell a story. And this is being one of those locations where if you look up, it's incredible. If you look down, there's a variety of different perspectives that you can really generate. And one of them is a very famous shot that's from the staircase looking up. So let's go and take a look. Really special location here at the Brookfield Place is the Tim Hortons Hockey Hall of Fame. They have a specialized area where they brought in some really unique pieces from obviously hockey history, so let's check them out. Wayne Gretzky, bro. The legend. That's pretty cool, right? So if you have the option to carry more than one lens with you, my recommendation is always bring 2 different focal lengths. So something that you can get a lot of detail shots, so 85mm, 70-200, or something that can give you a little bit more distance and kind of the larger context of the image, 35mm, which is what I'm currently using. You want these differences in your content because you want to be able to tell a story, but you still want to be able to discuss those minute details in the structure or the subject or whatever you're capturing. Street photography is really about showing different avenues and different types of perspectives, and in order to generate different perspectives, you do have to change your focal lengths once in a while, just as much as you change your different angles, right? So I think that it's always important to at least carry 2 with you if you can, and if you don't have the option to have 2 lenses, maybe just bring one that's a zoom lens, so you can do 24-70 or 15-35. That will give you the diversity in the content you still need in order to really tell a story. Alright guys, as photographers, we all know sometimes when we pull up our images on Lightroom, we start editing, we start to realize that some of these images just don't work with color. So this is where monochrome magic is super important. You need to be able to look at your images in different ways and different colors. So what I try is, if the image doesn't look great in color, I'll right away make it into a black and white image, and you'll start to notice that the image becomes a lot more alive. It's a lot more interesting and dynamic, and that's something that can really benefit your street photography. It's just by simply desaturating the colors and letting light be the foundation for your image. We are on my last and favorite point of this video, is to look for reflections. Reflections are, anything, a puddle. You can get reflections off of vehicles, windows, you name it. Just have a, open eye to seeing reflections and the different ways that you can kind of change the perspective or angle of a structure. This is something I always dabble in when I'm taking pictures in the city. It also just really creates abstract type of images, which sometimes are different from the conventional straight on image. So look for reflections, and yeah, keep your eyes open. That's all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. This is the basics of street photography. These are just a few tips that I really think about when I'm going out and shooting and exploring a new space. So when you're going out there, make sure you bring a diversity of lenses with you. Try to change your perspective, see things differently in color, without color, be able to really get different angles and find different elements to really photograph and tell a story. That's very important. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to leave your comments and your feedback down below. And as always, remember to like, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you very soon. Peace.